welcome back to JustRP 3.0. So with the new release of the 3.0 server, I figured today I would make a video going over all of the starter jobs and how to do them. So if anyone's looking to kind of get started on the server, this will kind of give them an idea about how to do so and how to use these starter jobs, because most of them are pretty straightforward, but it can be a little confusing if you have not played on a 5M server before, or if you have not played on a server with similar jobs to the ones we have on this server. So again, today we're going to be going over all of the starter jobs, which include fishing, hunting, mining, trucking, and working at the recycling center. So again, today we're going to be going over all of these and of course how to do the different jobs. So I guess we'll start off with the most simple one, and we're going to start it out with the fishing job. So first of all, if you do want to do the fishing job, you're going to have to head over to the pier to get yourself some supplies from the fish shop. So first of all, let's go grab some cash out of an ATM. I recommend having around $500 or so. So let's go over, grab some money from a bank, and then I'll meet you guys once we are over on the pier. Alrighty, so we are arriving at the pier, and again, you're going to want to head all the way down to the end. Try not to run too many people over. And when you get out of your car, you just walk up to this guy, open up your third eye. Again, you can bring this up with holding your Alt key by default, and then put the third eye over him, and of course left click and then open fish shop. From here, we're going to purchase a fishing rod. So let's pick up one of these, and then let's pick up some fishing bait. So every time that you actually cast, again, we already have 392 here, so we're just going to stack that up with there. But every time you actually cast your rod, it will use up 2 fishing bait, and then you have the chance to either get a fish or of course get nothing, unfortunately. So now, since we have our fishing rod and bait, we're able to go anywhere around the whole map that has water. So say for instance there's some water out here, so if we really wanted to, we could come out over to this edge, hold our F1 right here, again F1 to bring up this wheel, go over to start stop fishing, left click on that, and then it will get your fishing rod out and you should start the job. Now, when you are doing this job, what you're gonna have to do is basically wait until you see a blue notification at the top of your screen, like that, and then you're gonna want to hit G, and then of course do this little mini game where whenever the white bar goes over the blue, you're gonna want to hit the corresponding number that is shown. So again, there it showed us 4, so when the white part of the circle went over the blue part, we would hit 4, but again, it can change pretty differently for each time you're doing fishing. So again, here we're gonna get a different number, so 1, we're gonna hit 1 now, and then we're going to hit our 3 key. Once again, the white goes over the blue like so, boom, and we didn't catch anything at all. Now again, you have a chance to either not catch anything or catch a fish. So let's keep doing it. Again, here we go, we're gonna go over here, and then we're gonna hit 2, and it's gonna go back into it, we're gonna hit 2 again, and there we go, we got our first fish. Now the thing about the fish is that you can only sell them in quantities of 5 at a time, so we are going to need at least 5 of these fish before we're able to sell them. So I'm going to fish here for a little bit, and then I'll catch up with you guys once we have our 5 fish. Also, something to note is that as you are fishing over time, if you fish too much at a single location, you're going to no longer be able to fish at that location, and you will have to go move somewhere else into a kind of different area. Now again, usually you don't have to move too far away, so I wouldn't worry about it too much, but we're going to keep trying to catch some fish here, and I'll cut back whenever we get the message that we need to move locations, or if we have our 5 fish. Alrighty, we just got our 5th fish, and now when you want to stop fishing, you can hold F1 and do start stop fishing, and sometimes this will cancel it. See, their time it didn't cancel it. Another way to cancel it is just by bringing out your phone and then putting it away, and then boom, you should be done fishing. Pretty easy to cancel it that way as well if the double tapping X doesn't work and the F1 doesn't work either. So now again, we have these 5 fish. So what we're gonna do is head over to the fish seller, which again is located near the trucking yard all the way on the east side of the city. Right down here, over here is the fish buyer. Now a little tip for everyone, if you set an actual marker at him, it will take you all the way on the highway and not to the actual spot. So if you do need to use your markers or your GPS routing, I definitely recommend just, making a marker on this side or kind of like over here and then moving under, because it's under the bridge, instead of having to go all the way around the highway. Definitely recommend just making a little marker kind of in the lower portion down here. But either way, we're gonna go head over there and show you guys how to sell our fish. So I'll see you guys again once we are over at the location. Alrighty, so again, this is the fishing location seller under the bridge in this area. Let's go up to him and we should be able to sell off our 5 fish. There's also another guy here. Hopefully, we don't run into any trouble. But again, we have these 5 fish in our inventory. We go up to him again with the third eye by holding Alt, and boom, sell fish. And then we should be able to sell our fish and get a little bit of money. I believe you get anywhere from $200 to $300 per 5 fish. So definitely not bad at all. So that is pretty much it for the fishing job. Pretty straightforward job, nothing too crazy with it. And I think the next job we're going to be taking a look at, since we're actually pretty close to it, since we're actually right next to it, is going to be the trucking job. So again, to start the trucking job, you're going to want to head right near the fish seller on your map, just a little bit lower than it, over here to the trucking icon. So again, we're going to go all the way in here real quick, and once we are at this trucking icon, let's go park up our car. I guess we'll park here for now. It's even a parking spot. Close enough though. Make sure we lock it up. And then we should be able to walk over here and walk up to this ramp and hit E to start the trucker job. This will spawn both your trailer as well as your truck. So again, we're going to go over here, get into our new truck. Boom. And then what we're going to want to do is go, of course, and pick up our trailer. So we're going to back in over here to our trailer like so. And we should be able to latch it onto our truck. Boom. And then we have to go over again, as it says, to Harmony Repairs to deliver the goods. If we hit escape, we can actually see exactly where we are supposed to go, which is again over at the Harmony Repair Shop. So we're gonna go head over there. Also, at any time, if you want to cancel the trucking job, you can just drive over to this little location here. Let me show you guys real quick. Right over to here, and then of course just hit Y to end the job if you want to stop doing the trucking job. But either way, I'm gonna go head up to Harmony where our first delivery is, and I'll meet you guys once we're up there. Alrighty, so we are almost at the delivery location. Let's head over here. This local car ahead of me is being very annoying. There we go, cut him off a little bit. Usual trucker stuff. Go ahead over here, and then boom, we should be able to make a little delivery over to Harmony. So let's drive up here and boom, E, deliver goods. We just have to wait a little bit here, I believe. And once it is done, we should be all good to go. Now we have to go back to the depot and get more supplies. So let's back up real quick. Again, you know, learn how to drive these trailers. Not the easiest thing. Boom, back it up, and then pull it out. There we go. And we're gonna go back again to the depot, and from there we're able, I believe, to get the money we got from doing that delivery and then start on our next delivery. So again, I will meet you guys once we are back over at the trucking yard. And we are back at the depot. So let's pull in, try not to crash into anything. And then we should be able to finish our delivery, I believe, right over here. Boom, resupply or finish. Since we are pretty much done, we're going to finish here. But again, if you want to, you can resupply and go do more trucking missions if you do want to. But we're going to hit G, finish up, get our little bit of money. Boom, $613. Not bad at all. And that is going to conclude the tutorial for the trucking job. The next job that we are going to be looking at is the mining job, which is only accessible during certain times of the day. And I believe the mines open at 7. So if we check on our phone here, it's 6:10, so it's almost perfect timing for us to go head up to the mines. So before you go do mining, you are going to need a couple things, or at least one main thing, and that one main thing is a pickaxe, which again you can pick up at any of the different U tools, either the one in the city or the one on the East Highway. Which again, since we're already heading up there, we're gonna go to the one on the East Highway, and I'll meet you guys once we're over at U tool picking up our pickaxe. Alrighty, so we are finally over at U-Tool. Let's quickly pull in. Boom, and let's park up. Again, our truck is not exactly looking the best at the moment, but again, third eye over to the man, purchase tools, and let's buy a pickaxe. Again, the pickaxes are free, thankfully. I did not mean to pick up 20 though, so let's just quickly drop 19 of these on the ground, as we are not going to be needing them. And that's all you're going to be needing for the mining job. So let's head over to the mines, which again is located on the east side of the map, right here at the big mine. So let's head over there, and I'll see you guys again once we are starting the mining job and showing you guys how to do so. So pulling into the mines, not sure what this cop is doing here. Hopefully everything is all right. But pulling into the mines, what you're going to do is walk up to this person over here. Again, third eye over on the local. Left click and then get rock load, and then at the top right it will say head into the quarry and break up the rocks, then toss them in the grinder. And we're going to do exactly that. So let's head over. This is probably one of the safer ways to head over there, or you can go around, which is a lot easier, but we're gonna go head over to the mine. And again, since it only opens during these certain times, it's really nice because it becomes kind of a social hub for a lot of people trying to hit out the rocks or grind a little bit on the mining. So what you're going to do is come up to any of these different rocks. They're pretty obvious which ones you're able to hit. Again, bring out your third eye over the rock and then left click, and your character will start mining, and you will get a certain amount of stones, varying from, I believe, around 1 to 10 per rock. So we're going to go hit a couple of these. Boom, boom. We're going to left click again, mine rock. And again, as you can see, since it is only open during these certain times, you do get a lot of people in one place while the mines are open. And I've had a lot of conversations and seen a lot of people that I haven't seen since the server reset over at that little grinder. So it is kind of a nice little social place every day to come and hang out during, you know, obviously the working hours. And if you're over at the grinder, usually there's some fun conversation to be had. But again, once you are done mining whatever stone you want, again, you can fill up your truck or fill up your person, or, you know, just take a couple stones. We are going to head over to the grinder, which is located right over there. So we have 23 stones. Now, something to also keep in mind is that you can only grind these stones in multiples of 5 or in quantities of 5. So we're just going to drop those extra 3 stones. We don't really need them. And let's head over here to the grinder, and let's try parking up a little bit. You know, don't have to park too perfectly, although our car is in really bad condition. We're going to want to come over here, hold our third eye out once again over the grinder, left click, and start processing the rocks. So again, you're going to be throwing them in 5 at a time, and then after a little bit, boom, it's going to give you some crushed stone as well as uncut gems. So we're going to keep doing this for a little bit and see what we end up getting from these 20 stones. Alrighty, so we finished crushing up these stones, and we ended up getting 23 crushed stone as well as 3 uncut gems. Now, in today's video, we're not going to be going over what you do with the uncut gems, as it is not labeled on the map, and we're only going to be going over the certain features or the starter job that you're able to access right off the bat, and that again wouldn't rely on meta knowledge. So we're not going to be showing you guys where to actually, you know, appraise these uncut gems just yet, as it is not marked on the map for everyone. But we are going to show you, of course, how to smelt them, since there is a smeltery marked on the map for your crushed stones. Over here, there's the little metalworks area, which is again the smeltery on pretty much any server that has mining. So what we're going to do is go over there and start again smelting up these stones. And now that we are over at the smeltery, if I can get in without crashing. Also, don't pay attention to why our car is now suddenly a different car. Totally didn't stall it out in the middle of nowhere or anything like that. So again, let's head in here, and then what we're going to want to do is head over to, on the right side, this little bin full of magma. And again, as you do with pretty much everything else, bring out your third eye and move over it. Again, only on some sides it works. I don't believe it works on the back side. And of course, again, left click and smelt rock. And when you do it through here, it will do it in multiples of 10. So you must have a multiple of 10 for it to actually smelt. And then I believe it should be done after a little bit. And we're able to smelt once again. And boom, we have gotten 16 iron. Usually I feel like it takes a little bit longer, but I'm Not totally sure what went on there. It seemed pretty instant that time, so I'm not sure if it might take, you know, less time depending on what material you get, but that is how you do the smelting. And then of course, once we're done with the smelting, usually again, once you're doing of course like a lot larger runs, you'll get a lot of different kinds of materials such as iron, sulfur, gold, bronze, and a bunch of different materials. So again, you can either use for crafting, or what you can do is bring it over to, if we look on our map over here, over at the material trader, and he will of course buy your materials. So again, let's head over there and show you guys how that works. And now that we are over here, we can pull on into the material seller like so, and we should be able to again sell off our 16 iron. You can also of course sell off the other materials you get from mining to him as well, but let's sell all of our iron. Boom, get a little bit of money for that, and that is going to end of course our little mining run. So that is going to be about it for the mining job. Now there are only 2 jobs left to check out, and the first one we're going to be checking out is one of my personal favorites, and that is the hunting job. So let's head up north. I'll show you guys where. If we look up north on our map all the way in Polito, we can see there's a little hunting store down here, so we're gonna go head over to that and I'll show you how the hunting job works. And we're over again at the hunting job area. So let's pull in here. Boom. Make sure we have a little bit of cash on us. I brought 1700 because why not? We can go inside this little hunting store here. Pretty basic store. There is also an ATM if you do need to grab or put money away. But then again, you're going to want to go over to this NPC Third Eye, and then of course buy some hunting supplies. So what we're going to do is buy ourselves a hunting rifle. Of course, we're going to buy ourselves a little bit of ammo. A hunting knife you're going to want to buy as well, but I already have one on me. And then you're going to want to buy a little bit of animal bait, and that is all you're going to need. It is a little bit more expensive to get started. Let's put our extra cash again away in the ATM, or at least some of it. It is a little bit more expensive to get started than the other jobs, but it is quite a nice relaxing kind of job to be able to just kind of chill and do. So you can do it a variety of ways. You can go pretty much anywhere on the north part of the map to do hunting, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Again, you put down the bait, you wait for the animal to come, you of course hunt the animal and then skin it, and then of course you can sell these skins. Although there are a couple ways to do it. I usually go into a certain area near the cellar. Again, the hunting cellar where you sell your pelts to is over on the east side of the map as well, pretty much directly east of the actual shop. So I usually go onto one of these hills to hunt, but you can go pretty much anywhere that you would like. And of course, I recommend trying to find a big open and kind of flat area. Those are most likely the best places to hunt. I'm gonna go over to my hunting spot that I personally use, and I will cut once we are over there, and I'll show you guys again how to actually hunt with the items we just purchased. So I'm gonna go again, head over to my hunting location. Again, you can do this pretty much anywhere on the north part of the map, and I'll meet you guys once we're over there. Alrighty, so I'm at my little hunting spot that I usually like to hunt at. What we're gonna do is, of course, well, first of all, we want to make sure that our rifle is loaded after we put our bait down. But again, we cannot take out our rifle until we first put our bait down. So let's grab this animal bait, use it, and it should put our bait down on the ground. Then we are able to grab our rifle out, of course, load that up a little bit, and now we have to wait for an animal. Now you have to go a little bit away from it, although some animals might spawn the second that you actually place it down. It's a little different each time, but we're going to start looking around for an animal or a potential animal to show up. I believe they spawn a little bit less at night though, but we're going to wait a little bit until an animal finally shows up over here where we placed our bait. So again, let's wait a little bit and wait for our prey. Now again, you might not get an animal for every single bait you use. Sometimes you unfortunately will not get any animals, and in that case all we have to do is go put our bait back down and hope again that we get some more. I do believe at nighttime it is a little bit harder to get animals, but again, let's place it down and hopefully we can get an animal here soon. Alrighty, so this might have been the animal. Sometimes they do spawn a little far away. Let's try not to fall down the mountain with them. But after we have killed the animal, again, they won't always go directly to the bait. Sometimes they will spawn a little bit farther away, but once they stop rolling down, hopefully we should be able to go up to it and again have our third eye out, hover over it, and then of course click on skin, and then from there you should get, I believe, a pelt. Now the pelt can be anywhere from a there we go. So there's a carcass level 1, but it can be all the way up to, of course, carcass level 2, carcass level 3, and then there's also red carcasses, which obviously sell for a lot more, and again follow the same 1 2 3 ruling. But again, when you do place your bait down, the animal may spawn far away or it might spawn close. So again, after you use your bait, it's always healthy to kind of look around the area a little bit, because you might actually find the animal that spawned. And especially at night, it seems like at nighttime these spawns are especially weird. Usually during the day they almost always spawn in the right location and go over and actually stop at the bait, because that's what they normally will do. They'll come up to the bait, they'll stop at it, and they'll start eating it, and then you can of course hunt them. But sometimes it will spawn them a little bit farther away, especially if it's nighttime, and you might have to go around and actually find them and hunt them that way. But again, let's head down the mountain down to, of course, the hunting buyer, and we can of course have this carcass level 1 on us. So let's head down here and sell this carcass off. And now that we are down over at the hunting seller, again, I do apologize that it is nighttime. Also, a tip for you guys: when you are going to sell, I definitely recommend waiting a little bit, because it seems like every single time I've gone here, I've got pretty much attacked by one of the little cougars or murder kitties or whatever they are. So let's get out of a car, wait a little bit near our car in case there's any animals that kind of want to try and attack us. Looks like we're safe though, and again, we have this carcass level 1 on us. We just walk up to him with our third eye once again, hover it over him, and then boom, sell pelts slash meat. We're able to sell it to him and get a little bit of money. Again, that is the worst actual quality we can get. Oh, there's another animal right there that I'm guessing was spawned a little bit earlier. Again, the hunting system is a little bit weird, especially at night. During the day it works a lot smoother, but at night sometimes they don't spawn, or the animals spawn kind of in different locations, and you got to go actually find and hunt them down, which, you know, adds a little bit more fun to the job. But again, that is the worst pelt we could have possibly got, so that's why obviously we didn't make too much money from it. But it is a pretty fun job to do, especially if you get lucky. Some of those like 3-star red carcasses can, oh my gosh, can sell for quite a bit. But it's definitely an interesting job. I actually prefer that job. I really like it. But the next and last job we are going to be talking about today is, of course, the recycling center, which is located all the way up in Polito. Way over here, let's set a little symbol, and we're going to go up over to that and of course show you guys how the recycling job works. Now on the server at the moment, a lot of resources aren't really needed for a lot of stuff. Now of course people are starting to of course need some resources for certain crafting, but as of right now, not a lot of people really need resources, so that means that not a lot of people are doing the recycling job. Now I'm guessing later down the line, once of course resources are more in demand, of course the mines will offer those resources as well as the recycling center, and we will hopefully see a lot more people at the recycling center in general. But either way, let's head up to the recycling center and I'll show you guys of course how it works. Alrighty, so we are now over at the recycling center. Also, it does look really nice up here. We have the nice Northern Lights pack with NVE, and damn, it looks pretty damn nice up here, I gotta say. During the nighttime, like during the morning, it always looks really nice up here, even though it is a little foggy. But again, now that we are over at the recycling center, what you want to do is just go up to this gate, and then of course just hit E, and boom, you are inside the recycling center. Before you do this, of course, make sure you have at least 200 weight free. Now I think you might need a little extra for the actual recycle supplies you get, so I definitely recommend kind of dropping stuff you don't need. We're just going to drop the hunting rifle and the knife, since we don't really need them anytime soon, and the petrol can, anything that we don't really need anymore for the time being that actually has weight to it. So let's drop all that, make our inventory pretty light. Then if we come up to one of these boxes here, we should be able to hit E, pack up these materials, and then I believe we should get an item from that. Boom, we got a little microwave, and what you want to do is just walk over to this red door next, and then once you're over here, hit E to unpack the materials, and boom, you should get some actual materials from that. So again, we can keep going on, going to the different boxes. I believe it's every other one. So again, if we go over here, Oh, whoops. If we go over here, yeah, boom, there we are. We can of course gather the package, pick up another microwave, and then head back over to the store. Again, it's a pretty simple job and not really used too much yet, but once people start of course crafting a bit more of materials, it's obviously going to become a little bit of a more important job. But now that we have 6 of these materials, again, you can do this until you're actually done with all of them. We can actually hit E over here at the laptop, bring up this menu, and from here we're able to choose what materials we want to get. So we get anything from, again, like 2 aluminum, say we wanted to get maybe like 1 plastic, and then 3 electronics. We can do kind of this in any order we really want to. We're able to grab a bunch of different materials from doing this job, which again can be used for a various amount of things, such as crafting or using them to create certain items. But that is going to be about it for the recycling center and about it for this video as a whole. Hopefully it has showed you a little bit more about the starter jobs on JustRP 3.0, and if you don't know how to do them, you now know how to. Again, if this video has helped you out in any way, or you just enjoy the content on the channel, make sure to leave a like, and if you haven't, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.